Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be doing a huge thrifted book haul. You guys probably already know that I thrift all of my books from Goodwill because they're only $3 for a hardcover and $2 for a paperback, and sometimes you can even find new books. I have found new books in the past, so it's such a good deal, and if you can find one in good condition, it's just perfect. So it might look like I'm in a shortage of books from the part of the shelf you can see, but I am not. It's just unorganized, so I don't even know where these books are honestly gonna go. I don't think I have enough room. I do have a spare shelf though, so maybe I'll do a video where I bring that up and we can set that up together. But let's get into the haul. I don't want this to be too long. So first of all, again, you guys probably already know I have a huge Chicken Soup for the Soul collection. It's on the top shelf there, lined up nicely, and I got more because people apparently just don't want their Chicken Soup for the Souls and they're donating them in hordes. So first I got Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, yes, on Tough Stuff. I have the Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul Volume 1, and this is the one on Tough Stuff. I have read this. I've read most of the Chicken Soup for the Souls, so I'm super excited to have this in my collection. It's a super good one. It has, like, of course, if you don't know, Chicken Soup for the Soul is just like anecdotal stories based on a specific topic, and sometimes they're funny, they're heartwarming. You can always find one that you really relate to and love, and it's just a perfect read. Then Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul. I'm not a parent, nor have I actually read this one, but I mean, I have to add it to the collection, so that's perfect. And I think my parents might even want to read this because they like short stories usually, so that would be good. Then Chicken Soup for the Teacher's Soul. I really want to read this one. I feel like classroom stories, like I feel like there's going to be a section here about like antics in the classroom and stuff. I feel like it would be super fun to read, so I have this one. Then that's all the Chicken Soup for the Soul I have, I believe. I might actually have one more, but we'll see. I got this really good condition copy of American Demon. I'm actually not sure what it's about, but it said on the front, Elliot Ness and the Hunt for America's Jack the Ripper, and on the top it said historical crime nonfiction. That just seems like the perfect genre for fall. Like, you got your historical fiction, historical nonfiction, your crime aspect. Jack the Ripper, it's gonna be a little bit terrifying, a little bit thrilling, so it looks like it's going to be like starring this lawman, and he's like trying to solve the mystery, I guess, and I think it's a true story too. I'm not sure though, but yeah, it looks like the perfect read for fall, so got that. Then I got another mystery book. I love like older era, like Victorian era or Regency era, like that kind of era, like mystery books. And here I got this new one, which I've never seen before. It's called Kate Shackleton Mysteries, and it's called Dying in the Wool. I don't know if this is the first book, but it says it's reminiscent of Agatha Christie, and it has a complex heroine, and it's set in the post-war period, so looks like it's gonna be super fun, and it's set in England, I believe, so it's gonna be a really nice read. And I love female protagonist mysteries as well, especially when it's set in like that post-war era. Then I got, so Rick Yancey is the author of The Fifth Wave, and I literally love that trilogy. So this is another of his books. It's called The Extraordinary Adventures of Alfred Crop, and it's about like this normal kid who finds the sword of King Arthur's sword, and he steals it. He befriends an ancient order of knights, chased by thugs on motorcycles. He undertakes a modern-day quest to unravel a 1,000-year-old mystery, and it just seems like we're gonna have like a funny protagonist, sort of like Percy Jackson-esque, I'm assuming, where he has no idea what's going on. It seems like it's gonna be super chaotic, and I'm just really want to be along for the ride. So when I'm in the mood for like a contemporary science fiction fantasy sort of book, I'm definitely gonna pick this one up. It just looks so fun, and I love Ricky and C, so. Okay, then I got The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I've really been wanting to start reading classics, and I saw that this is a really easy to read classic, and it just, the words are super big too. I'm not sure if that's just my copy, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be, it looks long, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be too hard of a read, and it's been on my TBR for the longest time, so I just really want to read it. If you don't know what it's about like this like love story between this guy named Henry, who can travel through time, and Claire, who like is every stage in her life she's always meeting this man named Henry, but like she's growing but he's staying the same, like just going through time, if that makes sense. And it's just, I feel like it's gonna be a lot like The Mysterious Case of Benjamin Button, I think that's what it's called. I watched the movie and I loved that, so I feel like it's gonna be a little bit like that, so I'm excited to read it. And it was also, no, I don't think I included it in my fall TBR video, but yeah. Then I have this, it looks like, it was the cover that drew me in. It's purple, if you can see like this part, so it drew me in. And it's called I Was Anastasia. Costco's buyer pick, I don't know if that's relevant, but it says that it's set in 1918 and under direct orders from Vladimir Lenin. The secret police forced Anastasia Romanov, like Anastasia, like Princess Anastasia, I believe, like the Disney princess, along with, but I think it was a true story, along with the entire imperial family into a damp basement in Siberia where they face a merciless firing squad and none survive, but that's what they claim. So if you don't know the story of Anastasia, she escapes. And then it says in Germany in 1920, a young woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to Anastasia is pulled from a canal in Berlin. She's taken to a hospital. She has scars all over herself. And when she finally does speak, she mysteriously claims to be Anastasia. And then it's just talking about like how it charts a saga that spans half a century in 3 continents, and as they try to unravel who the woman is, and it just seems like it's gonna be so good. Anastasia is my favorite Disney movie of all time, and I love the story of Anastasia, so this seems like it's gonna be a super good retelling, and I'm excited to read it. Then one of my favorite YA mystery books, 13 Minutes, I think it's like that, yeah, 13 Minutes by Sarah Pinborough. This is such a good YA mystery, with like, if you like the unreliable narrator trope, because she has amnesia. So basically she was dead for 13 minutes and then pulled out of the river, but she doesn't think she fell in, she thinks someone pushed her in, and her friends are acting strangely, and she turns to one of her old friends to help her figure out the mystery, and then her friend realizes that, Natasha, that's the main character, might still be in danger, and she believes that she could solve the mystery. It's sort of told with these different POVs, and there's just so much that happens in the book, so much to unravel, and it's just such a good YA mystery. So that is, I think the actual title is I Was Dead for 13 Minutes, but I'm not actually sure, so either that or 13 Minutes. Then The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken. This is such a good YA fantasy book. I read this a while ago, but I think it's time for a reread. I literally love this series, and I mean, I'm just, ooh, is this like a large print copy? It looks pretty thick, but it's just such a good series. If you don't know what it's about a girl named Ruby who has powers. Like, so basically there was like a disease, and anyone who survived, this is like dystopian, anyone who survived has like powers, and she's sent to like a rehabilitation camp. If you like Shatter Me, you probably really like this book. That's what I have to say. And she barely escapes the camp. She joins a group of kids like her, and they are trying to fight against the government, so very Shatter Me-esque, and it's just such a good dystopian book. And then this has actually been on my radar for quite a while now. I love To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and I recently discovered that it has a sequel called To Go Set a Watchman. I believe it's an extremely controversial book, considering it was written while she was not in the best state of mind, I believe, and it was not actually meant to be published, but I'm not sure. You'd have to read up the history. And I do know that the story takes quite a surprising turn, and that people say that maybe we should have just stuck to the first one, but I'm intrigued. I believe that she wrote it, and I want to read what she wrote. Like, this is something she wrote. It was her story, and we can't say that we're just not going to consider this part of the story because we don't like it, because it is her story and this is where she wanted the story to go. So I'm really interested in reading it, and maybe I'll do an in-depth review on what I thought about it. But if you didn't know, To Kill a Mockingbird does have a sequel. Then we have, one of my favorite movies is Catch Me If You Can, and I didn't know that it was based on a book, but it is, and this is the book. And Catch Me If You Can is like a really fun movie about this guy who's like such a good con man, and he's like, it's just about him doing cons and stuff throughout the movie, and also a lot about his personal life. And this is the book, and I'm excited to see if it lives up to the movie. Then we have Pillow Thoughts. This is a poetry, or not, I don't think it's a poetry, it's like an anthology of just like thoughts, like random thoughts that people have. How is it described? A collection of poetry and prose about heartbreak, love, and raw emotions, and it's divided into sections to read when you feel you need them most. So I think this is just going to be such a great read, just like so many different people writing just different thoughts. I think it might be just one author, but yeah, it just like looks like it's going to be a very good read, very short, easy, and I'm really excited to just pick up one maybe once a day and read one of the quotes. Then this is, Fidency. I think that's what it's called. I can't really read the font. Fidency, by Gregory Maguire. I picked this up because it says A Tale of the Once and Future Nutcracker. So this is a Nutcracker retelling, perfect for this time of the year. And I believe this author writes fairy tale retellings, because it says he is the author of Wicked. I think that might be the book that's becoming a movie. Well, that's great. I have to read Wicked, so this is perfect. The cover is extremely in good condition, and it's so pretty. And it's basically about, yeah, he wrote Wicked after Alice. Oh, so he is a pretty famous author. I didn't know that. So, this is the one about the Nutcracker, and it's called Hidden Sea, and it says it's a very like heartwarming story that discovers German romanticism and a migrating strain of Hellenic mystery cult, and ponders a profound question: how can a person who's abused by life, shortchanged and challenged, nevertheless access secrets that benefit the disadvantaged and powerless? So it seems like it's going to be a super fun, deep read, and I'm super excited to read it. And I think lastly, I have Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. I have read this book. I love Jenny Lawson's books. This is like a book about making the best and finding light and humor in horrible circumstances where you just do not feel good at all. It says on the title page, a funny book about horrible things, and it's just, I mean, it's just a hilarious book. I think everyone should read it. It's so, just like, how do I even describe it? It's so like foolish, but like so relatable at the same time, and I can't wait to reread it. It's such a good condition copy, and it's sparkly. So yeah, that is my huge book haul from Goodwill. I think it probably totaled to about $30, I would say, for all the books that I got, which is an extremely good deal, because at Barnes & Noble you can get one book for $30. So I am extremely happy, and I'm super excited to set up my shelves once again with all these new books. And I will see you guys in next week's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe. I post shorts, book recommendation videos, weekly, daily, and I'm excited to keep going. So yeah.